Okay, so let's start this.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Pani, and thank you for the accepting the invite, and welcome to my candid conversation. Today, we'll start little differently than the previous one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, I'll first start with the bootcamp,
Okay.
and you said that did this bootcamp is going to be for 7 months,
Yes.
right? And how optimistic are you about this boot camp? This 7 month, for me, I think like are you really serious? 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me quickly introduce myself. I know, Sissy, from what I heard, see, it's something that I heard it from. I've seen a lot of answers from the Trailblazer community, first of all. And see, I work with Matthews, and I work with a couple of folks whom I closely interacting with on a daily basis. But you're doing a wonderful job for the community, and thank you so much for that. And and we would really love to see the same for for the rest of the years as well for the community, so that people really learn something from all of you guys, right?
Mhm.
So when it comes to myself, I'm a chief technology evangelist working with Appistoki. So Appistoki is one of the consulting partner company with Salesforce. We are like platinum partners, like highest tier partners with Salesforce now. Based out of Singapore, I've been here for almost 7 years. 4 years working with Appistoki, and keeping my name as a chief technology evangelist. But I feel like I'm a trailblazer and a marketing champion who serves my couple of years from the past couple of years, where I was aggressively with the community and helping all the community trailblazers with whatever I got to know from all of trailblazers, the same thing that I am giving back to the community as well. When coming to your question, really kind of an optimistic uh, with 7 months uh, running this boot camp. Well, uh, before I started this boot camp initiative, I got we had a call with internal Salesforce Singapore and Southeast Asia leaders, the vice presidents and the presidents in Singapore, especially. So we felt like, so there are a lot of boot camps happening throughout the globe, which is not a part of Asian, because we were little lag compared to the other, US regions and the European regions as well. When you guys started your business, because when we closing our business, right? It's
Mhm.
the same thing
Yeah.
what we believe and what we understand from this region is. So I think we were little lag in terms of digital initiatives like Marketing Cloud and Part and all the other stuff. So
Mhm.
I would like to strongly do this activity last year itself, but couldn't be able to done it due to other initiatives and what it comes along with me. Uh, then I really wanted to do it. I started with my focus on, okay, let's do this year, especially 2023, which is going to be changed for all entire Southeast Asia, where people really wanted to see SFMC, what is Marketing Cloud, what is inside Marketing Cloud in and out. Then I put my
Mhm.
preparation. So frankly, this entire preparation took me around 3 weeks. So
Mhm.
I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it within 3 weeks. 3 weeks we started, putting all the speakers, putting all this information along with me. I think I have good folks, Vishal and Abhishek and Prashant. So we all four putting together our brains together, and then getting all the speakers initiatives, and then and right, like, so it covers all the products across the Marketing Cloud. So when you talk about this, it started from every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know because I was doing this community engagement from the past 5 6 years, and I know the people who really wanted to see Saturday Sundays are the most preferable days what they feel for me, because I talk all the events across the globe,
Mhm.
especially in Southeast Asia. They feel like Saturday Sunday would be the most best way to learn
Mhm.
something, because they got some time to sit and then learn something which is really good. And at the same
Mhm.
time, when you look at all the products across Marketing Cloud, Email Studio, Mobile, Ad, Datorama, CDP, and all the stuff, right? So for the first 2 months, Jan and Feb, we started with infra setup and the best practices and the architectural decision principles from global leaders. And if you see from March and from Feb onward, the Feb mid onwards, we're going to start CDP. So the CDP session runs
Mhm.
every Monday, Tuesday.
Mhm.
So the CDP, almost 13, 14 sessions are there, which covers all the use cases across the CDP customer data platform, which connecting all the connectors. So ideally, it will take 14 sessions. Will take approximately end of the April, and after April, we're starting with the personalization, and these sessions will
Mhm.
continue continuously. It says that Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So in a week,
Mhm.
5 days, we're going to talk about all the sessions across Marketing Cloud. This will continue for the next
Okay.
7.
Okay. Yeah. I wish you very good luck. So let the bootcamp be a success, and I'm really eager to looking forward to all the sessions. I want to hear all the sessions, though I will not be joining all the sessions, but definitely I'll go through the recordings and all. Definitely. So, uh, yeah, I wanted to come to your basically about yourself, later one, because I want to go in a very different way with your introduction. Okay,
Oh, okay.
because because what happened was, uh, I was basically going through your profile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when I saw your career path, okay, it was quite fascinating for me. Now you are the chief technological officer. Okay, and before that, I can see you have more than 8 different experiences as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And okay, let's do this way. First, see, I go with my flavor. Okay, I
Uh-huh.
always like how I want to take this conversation forward. I always try people. I like interviewing people in a very different way. So first, let's start with your Jawaharlal Nehru University.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that the same that is in Delhi, right? I hope it is not the same.
No, no,
It is
it's
in
not.
Hyderabad.
It is in Hyderabad. So we are proudly say that we are JNTU Hyderabad students. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start with JNU Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you can describe about your college days. How, because I know you have mentioned I was a college topper,
Yes.
right? So let's start from there. Then we'll go forward.
All right. Okay. Sure. Uh. All right. So I started my engineering 2007. Okay, way back 2007, and I have been I've been joined with JNTU Hyderabad with the group of
Mhm.
electronics and communication engineering. It's not an IT background; it's purely electronics and communication background. Uh, so there is a fundamental rule where why I choose ECE is the people think that oh you have job opportunities for both IT and hardware and software, which is not true ideally. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
unfortunately I've joined ECE, and then and frankly I'm not a pro student. Before I joined with graduation, I'm just a normal, okay, a kind of first class student, all right, with an 80% as like a first class student. uh, and when I joined the university, so it changes my mind all the ways that and it due to two reasons. One reason is something that look at your family, and that's where you stand for. And we were not a really great kind of an income kind of family. We were like a little uh, middle class kind of a family. I mean, lower middle class kind of a family. So when I look at my back, so I have my sister who she's studying the time of she's studying some 10th class, right?
Yeah.
So when she wanted to study, then I would like to bring my A class student, and I wanted to get a good job. So in order to
Mhm.
do that, so I've started my graduation, and my roles, my duties is something that okay, when your professor delivered something on the day, so you can go back and then look at the notes that what you've written, and then let's prepare on the day what the teacher has written. So I only have an attitude where when the teacher delivering tomorrow and day after sessions, I'll prepare those sessions as well.
Mhm.
So that gives me a lot of understanding. When teacher delivers tomorrow session, then I know what she's going to teach. then
Mhm.
but I'm not I'll not say teacher, okay, I know this and all this. I'll just keep quiet, listen, and then I'll see what's going to be happen. And then when so that's where it gives me a lot of momentum to learn many things. And I'm not a kind
Mm,
of a student to go and then study at the end of and commonly there are students that is really success when the exams is going to start. So they're going to start from tomorrow. Exams is going to start, final exams, so they're going to start preparation from today onwards, right? So I've seen so many students who does that and get a lot of good grades,
mm,
right? But if I study those kind of a grades, and I'm not going to be successful. And those people really look for the kind of there's an all-in-one way they can find all the answers at one day and then they can prepare. But I'm not a big fan of all-in-ones. I'm a fan of textbooks. I'll go with the very
mhm,
old books, and then I'll prepare myself. So this entire 4 years have been become the same thing. So we have 7 semesters. So for every semester, I'm the college topper across all. There are plenty of out of my branch. There are 4 sections which are 240 students. At the same time, there are other sections which is thousands of engineering grads. So I'm the topper for all the 7 semesters. So I ended up with an
cool.
aggregate of 89%
Im-
with the yeah.
mm, Impressive, impressive. So, few things I noticed just now during this
Mhm.
conversation is you said I will prepare before going to the classroom, right, for the class, and you said C before C is going to teach. So I think your favorite teacher, there is someone C. Who is C?
No, not I made she, but he or she, because there are a lot of professors who teaches she, he, but I don't know how it
Yeah.
comes she,
Okay.
but yeah, the professor. Yeah.
Let me ask you this way.
Okay.
Who is your favorite professor in your college?
All right. So my favorite professor is so there's a professor called Ramalingaya, and he is a microprocessor professor. So there's a
Mm,
microprocessor, the chip technology, right? The
mm,
VLSI.
mm,
So he's the one who delivered in a whole totally different way of because that was one of the critical subject in my engineering, and no one
mm,
understand entire technology terminology and all this stuff. But he made it very easy how you can relate the chip functions for each, because they have different kind of eight digit chip, 40-digit chip, 60-digit chips,
mm,
and all. So for each and every digit there is a functionality behind with this. So he is explained in such a way that it makes me still there we understand okay how this entire functionality works. So that's the way he delivered nicely, and the labs and everything that what he uh, given explanation, which is really good.
mm.
He's one
Yeah.
of the, and my
So,
HOD also good. Yeah, he's also one of the best.
yeah. So electronics and communication, there are few common subjects that used to happen for both IT and computer and IT and electronics.
Yes.
Okay, for computation. So one of was microprocessor. Another one I believe was a control system. I
Yes.
forgot the subject name. Yeah, yeah. I was having a very difficult time with control system.
Mm.
I was it was very difficult for me. I used to go to the electronics guys and I used to say, "Guy, teach me." I don't get it. So few of them, yeah, helped me out with that subject. I remember them. Coming back to your, so you also have done MBA, right?
It's a you have done an MBA, but it's not a full time MBA.
Mhm.
It's just like an executive MBA. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, how about your childhood? I know. See, I also come from a lower middle class family. Okay,
Yeah.
and we understand all these hardships and all the struggles that we go through.
Yeah.
Definitely, I can relate to a lot of things like why
Yep.
we go to pursuing our career.
Yeah.
We are not there to basically build a business, or we are not there basically to think of we are going to achieve great heights someday. It's simply like sustaining your family, helping your family,
Yeah.
right? So let's go to your basically childhood days, like how you used to feel, like what you used to think at that time, like what you're going to do in your life, or you in your career, like you used to plan from the school days, or you feel like it will happen whatever is going to happen.
No, I don't have anything as such, and I'm simple. I'm a simple kid where doesn't think too much about the future and all. And when I got
Mm,
thinking about the future at my engineering grad, so I had two dreams to become a scientist, and that's house
mm,
for the country. and I do have one more dream where to get a good rank at Gate, and
Yeah.
I got a good rank at Gate, but unfortunately, which I couldn't be able to make it with one of my best universities, which IIT Bombay, due to the other positions have been filled, and I've chosen my route. I didn't apply for the next time. I chosen my route to, okay, let it be. Let's start it with my. I got a job in IT, the first job in Hyderabad, and I've joined that. And
Okay. Yeah. So let me tell you few things here. Okay. So I also like I when I was in school days. Okay.
Mhm,
Mm, I never had any ambition, never any plan as well. Like I was like living daily, enjoying okay whatever is happening, right? And suddenly I don't remember whether it's class 7, 8. I don't actually recollect. But what happened was in one of our class, one of our teacher asked everybody about their ambition. Okay, you
mhm,
have to stand up and explain your ambition in your life.
yeah.
So what happened was there was my friend called Nadimul. Okay, and he said that he wants to become an engineer.
Mhm,
Okay, and then we were like 8 friends in 2 benches, four in each bench. So he started saying engineer, and everybody followed and said engineer. Okay, and I was like when my all my friends are saying engineer, I also said it engineer. Okay, so
And
uh,
and you turned
I
out,
never planned for becoming.
yeah. And now you
Mm,
turned out to be an engineer.
yeah. So that day when I said something like when I said in public saying that I want to become an engineer. Okay, so now I don't have any option. I've said it loud to everyone. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to backtrack or saying that okay I used to think this and I did no. If I have to make it public, yeah, I always follow what I say. Okay, and but very important thing was like when I was in even in class 10. Okay,
Mhm,
in our English literature, uh, English language, not in English literature. They asked for writing an essay on ambition.
mhm,
Mm. And I was not clear about all these streams like arts, commerce, and everything. I was like not even good in. I was progressing well in studies, but initially I was a very bad student.
mhm.
Okay, so the casual guy in school, not very serious about studies and all. So, but yeah, from class 8, I was progressing well. Okay. And in class 10, when my teacher asked me to write about my ambition, I said, yeah, I want to become an engineer. Okay. But I'm going to take commerce.
Hmm.
And I had write a very beautiful essay.
Mhm.
The overall essay was good. But, she came to the class and she laughed. And I said, why are you laughing? And she said, you want to become an engineer pursuing commerce, you know? So, I then I realized, okay, I have to take science, not commerce. Okay, but let me tell you, we have polytechnic. Okay,
Or
so
like,
in polytechnic, you just require class 10 certificate. You don't require 12. So you
yeah,
don't like even there are a lot of my friends who first basically went to arts and commerce. Okay, later again rejoined polytechnic. Now they are good engineers. Okay, so after many years, I told the teacher that you laughed at that day, but there are a lot of my friends who pursued arts also now are engineers,
of course, yeah.
right? So mm, I know what you was trying to say. Okay, so uh, you first trying to become a scientist,
Mhm.
okay, landed to become an IT engineer,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And you starting from the very beginning, were you directly came to Salesforce or you were working with some other technologies?
Yeah. So I was
How you
working with,
started your career?
yeah, I started with my career as a mainframe developer.
Mhm.
So we joined as a bunch of 10, 15 folks. We got trained in mainframe development. And once we started with the mainframes, uh, it's been JCL, COBOL, so way back, banking, insurance domains kind of stuff. Um, I've been like, I've been not in a great mood, say, doing all these things. Like, so it's all It didn't really like me a lot. I'm not sure because with an A grade student, I literally failed in that job, saying that I couldn't be able to churn out something which is what I really required, and I struggled a lot with the first 2.5 years, and I felt like, oh, this is not the way that this is not my job actually, and this is not the way that I sit here. So I've started actually. I've started looking at. Hope you know there is a place in Hyderabad called Amirpet, and then people will go and then stand out. So once in the morning, I woke up at 5, and then I've taken my bike, and then I've ride it through Hyderabad, and then I see a place where there's a institute where they're talking about there's a demo class at 7 o'clock, right?
Mm.
So I've just joined, and then I've sat, and then I've seen something which is really good, which is cloud. Something is good. Okay, let's go and then listen the demo. And I feel like Salesforce. So he's told, still I remember. He showed me one workflow to fire an email, and suddenly he got an email, and he showed me approval process, and I felt like, this is something good. Okay, then that's where I can say 2014, 2013 December. Yeah, so that's the time
Uh,
where we started. Uh,
I I've been trying to basically connect what you're saying. Like one day you took your bike and you went somewhere.
yeah, yeah.
And who showed you this workflow then?
No one.
These
No one.
two I didn't got
Okay.
disconnected.
No, no, what happened, right? So I felt like after 2.5 years working with the
Hmm.
mainframes and all the stuff, so one day I pissed off. Okay, so I have 2-year bond with the company, all right,
Hmm.
and the bond will be closing at next 2 days, right?
Hmm.
So I'm about to resign that company in next two
Hmm.
days because so everything is good, but the thing is, like, I feel like it's not that company that I work for, and
Hmm.
mine's completely different attitude. So
Hmm.
I've taken a bike, and then I've just went to an Amirpet, a kind of a place where you see a lot of institutes, a lot of
Hmm.
that teaches you Salesforce, AWS, everything. They'll teach
Okay.
everything in the entire world, whatever the technology, they'll teach you, right? So I
Okay.
went, and then suddenly I see a kind of a board that, okay, invite for Salesforce demo, 7 o'clock morning. I've sat and I've
Hmm.
seen something is really good. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's where it started interest in Salesforce. So yeah.
Okay. So okay, now I could understand. Yeah. So, but I'll tell you one thing. Okay, when I was going through your profile in LinkedIn, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I find see for me it was very impressive, and I thought like, okay, I have to certainly, definitely, I have to, I have to edit my profile as well. The way you have managed, because you have written in very beautiful way. You have every like from 2011, okay, what you used to do, what are the roles still now. Uh, not everybody will understand like how this presentation will basically help. So you are very good in presenting yourself. Okay, so coming back to your career. Hmm. So first you work for a financial group as a
Yeah.
Salesforce developer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you keep on moving from, you're scaling up, you're scaling up, okay? And I was looking for all few of the comments or the recommendations that they have given you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There are few, but but what I see is the solution. They are basically talking about the way you used to approach a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they said that everybody, most of them are very impressed. Like obviously, uh, very few, not few. Let me just see once again. Like it's not few. Basically, not everybody will have those recommendation. Okay, uh, I thought like you should get more recommendation. That actually why I'm saying few. Okay, let me clarify that it should not be in a very negative. Yeah, you have eight. Eight.
Mm-hmm.
Is a good number. But what I feel like, I feel like no, you should have more. Okay, and then what I was looking at was the endorsement that people were doing here. So for Salesforce, you have 92 endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So I was comparing the endorsement and the recommendation, by the way. So that's why I'm saying why there is so few, but it's not few. It's eight is a very good number of
Mm-hmm.
recommendation. Okay,
Yeah,
so
man.
uh,
Yeah.
mm,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So. uh, how you do you think about a solution that people are so much appreciating about you? How you go about you know coming to a solution, or coming when you get a use case and you want to approach a solution for that use case? How do you think?
Okay, so every customer has their own pain problems. All right. So
Mhm.
I should not look for interim solution. I'm not a candidate for an interim solution, first of all. I'll never do that in my entire career. I don't like interim solutions at all. Even I'll speak with my colleagues and everywhere. Even freshers, I'll tell them, don't look for interim solution. Look for a broader picture always. So when
Mm,
people comes to me, they'll come with a problem. I'll give a solution. That solution that solves for the next, at least I look for next 30, 40 years. Irrespective whether the
mm,
system stays in the same place or people will replace the system, I really don't care. I look to the solution for next 30, 40 years. So the same way that I'll give a solution. So it's two things. One thing would be you have to listen every problem what the customer facing is.
mm,
Once you listen all the points, and I'll ask multiple questions. Okay, does it affect customer service? Does it affect quality of your in-house departments? Does it affect your uh, the UI or any other responsiveness? You feel like you would like to be in a different way, want to see, think about it and all. Yeah. So once we collect
mm,
everything, once I collect every requirement for every uh, corner perspective, then I think I'll put it into a picture where, okay, what is the best way that I can recommend them. So ideally, I'm always a guy to go with configuration, all the configuration elements. If that configuration can solve the problem with the minimal effort, I'll frankly say that let's go ahead and then let's implement it. Because configuration never get you down. Code get you down
mm,
because when the systems upgrades, when the version upgrades, and also you have to do a lot of things to modify, and that not solves the problem. So configuration is the
mm,
most accurate way that you can implement system for the next 30, 40 years. Like coming to the code, I always look for the pattern. What is best pattern to go ahead for? Whether it's a single down, multi-down systems, or what kind of design I should put into the picture. So what is the best
mm,
way to when I'm not there, somebody will come. So what are the best practices? So I need to follow that. Somebody can easily writable and readable the code, and
mm,
document every stuff. So that way it will gives every persona that never hate you so much. At the same time, you have every proof that what you can document. You do all these things, then you definitely become a good success in everywhere. You'll
mm.
people love it.
I
See,
yeah.
yeah, when you're my boss, when you're I implemented something, I went out to other company, and you replace me. You ask first question, obviously, where is the documentation? And when you see
Mm,
documentation, you'll go inside the code, you see who written the code, and what comments he made, what are all the things that he has taken care. And ultimately you will
mm.
find who's the person written the code. If you go to the LinkedIn, find out a person, then you see his person, and then you can thank him. So
Mhm.
that that
Ah,
way I do all the time. I never let it get down
true.
for any. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that.
true. Yeah. So before going to the singleton and multiton, okay, because a lot of people will, from marketing cloud, hmm, uh, this jargons, not all people will be familiar with. So first, you can explain what is singleton and multiton first. Let the new people who are coming into marketing cloud understand, because when we come from a developer background, okay, they will relate it, but not everybody in marketing cloud or in Salesforce will understand it. So let's clarify this.